The up and down stitch has a repeat section of 6 stitches, and then you need one more stitch at the beginning and at the end of your row. That means that the stitch is worked over a multiple of 6 plus 2. So to start off with the up and down stitch, you need that multiple of 6 plus 2 in a foundation. It can be a chain, it can be, in this case, what I have is 26 single crochet. So that is my number, 26, because 24 is a multiple of 6, and then I added 2 more onto it to get me 26. And here we are, starting with, that was our row 1. So now row 2 is we're going to chain 1 and turn. And now I'm just working into this foundation of a single crochet to actually start with the up and down stitch pattern. For row 2, I did chain 1, turn, and now I'm going to single crochet into the first stitch, and then I'm going to start my repeat section. My repeat section is single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Which actually gives me 4 single crochet to start off with because I had the one that I started with and then the beginning of my repeat section. And now I chain 3 and skip 3. And that's my repeat section. I'm going to repeat that until there's just 1 stitch left. So single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And then chain 3, skip 3. And keep repeating those 6 stitches until there's just 1 stitch left. I did my last chain 3, skip 3, and now there's 1 stitch left, and I'm just going to single crochet into that very last stitch, and that will be the end of row 2. Row 3, I am going to chain 1 and turn. You'll notice I'm changing colors every single row just so you can see what each row looks like individually, and you are welcome to do your color changes however you want. I just want to make sure it's very clear which row is which. So now that we've chained 1 and turned, we're going to single crochet into the first stitch. Now, working over the chains, we're going to double crochet into each of these 3 skipped stitches. So what that means is you do your yarn over for your double crochet, and then you go into the first of the skipped stitches, and then you're basically acting as if these chains are part of kind of on top of the stitch that you're working into. You're just kind of almost ignoring them. Okay, so now we yarn over, and that will catch this chain along with the top of the stitch below it, pull through, and now yarn over, pull through, and you can see now we have kind of captured the yellow thread in there, right? Yarn over, pull through 2. So let me do that a little bit closer this time. Yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there we go. We're doing all 3 of those skipped stitches, catching that chain as we go. Okay, and those were the first 3 stitches of our repeat. Now the next 3 are really simple. We chain 3, skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we repeat that. Working over the chains, we're going to double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches that we had skipped 2 rows below. And then we're going to chain 3, skip 3. And keep repeating that until there's just 1 stitch left. Okay, we have 1 stitch left, and now we're just going to single crochet into that last stitch. Row 3. Row 4 is basically the same as row 3, and we're going to call row 4 our repeat row. We're going to chain 1 and turn. It's pretty much, it is the same as row 3. We're just calling row 4 our repeat row because I want to go through it one more time with you. Okay? So we are single crocheting. We did the chain 1 and turn, and now we're going to single crochet into the first stitch. Now we just double work over the chain 3 space and double crochet into each of the 3 skipped stitches 2 rows below. So work over those and double crochet into the 3 stitches 2 rows below. Chain 3, skip 3, and then repeat those 6 stitches until there's just 1 stitch left. Now we have 1 stitch left, and we're just going to single crochet into that last stitch, and there we have the completion of row 4. And now we are going to continue just repeating row 4 over and over again until you get this to your desired height. I'm going to do this a few more times, and then we'll come back and I'll show you a nice way to finish it off to get a nice pretty edge on the top, just like we have on the bottom. I have a good number of rows here. I feel like this is a nice sized swatch. So what I'm going to do now is do my finishing row, because you can see how every time we repeat a row we have these little holes, right? So I'm going to do another row that's very similar to our repeat row, but it's going to get rid of the little holes so that we have a nicer top, and then we'll go ahead and add a border on top of that. So to begin our finishing row, we chain 1 and turn. And this is going to start off just like the repeat row, where we now single crochet into the first stitch, and then we work over the chain 3 space and put double crochets into the 3 skipped stitches 2 rows below. And 3, and now the second half of the stitch repeat is what changes. Instead of chaining 3 and skipping 3, we are going to single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And now we repeat those 6 stitches until there's just 1 stitch left. There's just this 1 stitch left, and we are going to single crochet into that, and that will be the end of our finishing row. Now for my border row, I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and then I'm going to single crochet into the first stitch, and then just single crochet all the way across. And now, however many stitches you had in the beginning row, like in my case I had 26, right? That's how many stitches you should have up here. This stitch should not lose or gain any stitches, okay? So the wonderful thing about this stitch pattern is it's really, really easy to notice if you've made a mistake. Everything is in 3s. You start and end with a single crochet, and then you have sections of 3s all the way between it. So you'll know right away if you've made some sort of mistake, and it'll be really easy to fix. So it just makes it a very user-friendly, beginner-friendly stitch. It looks really cool and it seems really intricate, but it's really, once you learn the individual stitches, it's so easy, and it's just almost impossible to make a mistake, because as soon as you do, you immediately notice, since everything is just a multiple of 3. It's not like, you know, you've got 100 of the same stitch and you could easily miss that you added or lost one. So I love this stitch. It's a great decorative stitch for a beginner or anybody. And there we go. Pretty little swatch with a border on the top and bottom.